Okay, so we'll continue with that host provisioning. Last time it failed because of NSX connectivity. So now this time successfully connected. You can try the lab scene, lab, access the lab. Okay. So for host commissioning, I'll open the previous image. Save that picture somewhere. Okay. So we used to do everything manual, like from the installation until we bring into the production cluster. Everything used to be manual. Okay, so like install ESXi and IP configuration, add to vCenter, add storage, port groups, okay, latest patches, license. So like this, many things used to be manual. Okay. Now we need to do only this much. Okay. Install the ESXi operating system on the physical server. Normally here it is strictly recommended to use the custom image. So for the respective hardware, use the custom image. So we know that, right? When we download ESXi images, we can download custom images for HP, Dell, Lenovo, whatever the servers we are using, because it will have drivers for that specific hardware. Okay. So use the custom image, install the ESXi and configure the management IP address. Okay. And DNS records, anyway, that should be done. Once this much is done, our host will be ready. Like we are using 5, 6, 7 are for production domain. Okay, VI workload domain. So 5 is already here. It is installed with ESXi operating system and its IP address is 105. DNS records are already there. Okay. Next 6 also same. It's also up with 106 as an IP. Yeah, 7 same. 5 I have already done. We will try 6 today. Okay. Log into SDDC manager. And we will log into vCenter also. Okay, so here in vCenter we can see as of now management domain only. Okay, we are not touching this as of now, just to show you what happens at every stage. Okay. Now go to host. We want to commission host, right? So 5th I have already done, like I have already commissioned 5 to see like if everything works fine or not. So it worked for completely. Okay. You can see here under all hosts, but it is not tagged to any of the domain as of now. It is unassigned. These are assigned 1 to 4 and here 1 to 5. 5 is unassigned. You can see here unassigned host 5 also. You can at this stage it is easy. You can select this host and say decommission. It will be removed again from the SDDC manager. That we will see decommission later. Right now we will commission one more host. Okay. So here commission host. So as we discussed, we have to meet all these prerequisites. I will send you for your reference. Okay, all these things should be done regarding what. So these are all no need to worry. There are not many things except like installing the fresh copy of ES6i custom image, okay, and DNS records. Let supported BOM bill of materials, whichever version is supported with this SDDC manager, the specific version DNS records only the management IP. Rest of the things are for vSAN. Okay, if you are using vSAN for production cluster, we can use. Most of the people will not use vSAN for production if it is major company like enterprise level companies. Okay. Even if it is, we will buy the hardware properly while ordering the hardware itself. Like vSAN supported hard disk, SSDs or a normal SATA hard disk, 10 gig network. Okay, so and network pool which will be created here anyway, we do that. Rest of the things like IP address I create from pool, rest of the things like NFS, FC and all, we add it separately only. Okay, so select, I'm selecting, we satisfied all of the things, then proceed. I will take a picture. It will be easy for documentation to send you. Okay, host commission. Okay. So click on commission host, select all prerequisites are satisfied. Okay, proceed. So here we need to enter, like you can use the JSON script, everything if it is filled in a JSON script, you can use it. Otherwise manual thing. Better use manual here in this case, we don't have a JSON file. So better manual because we know every step. Okay. So select the sixth host, FQDN. You need to use clipboard to copy in and out from our lab session here. Okay, DNS, it will automatically validate for DNS records. Okay. Select vSAN, we are using vSAN storage. So here it is host plus storage that we discussed last time also again. So host plus storage. This, if you select this one, this host will contribute only storage. Okay, only storage to another cluster. Let's say if you are running out of space in the existing vSAN cluster, so you can choose this one. New host will contribute only more storage. This one only compute. You have enough vSAN storage, but RAM and CPU don't have. You build a new host with less hard disk. This one will help. Only compute. It's called mesh cluster. This comes under vSAN designing. So we will select HCI for production cluster. We want compute plus storage. Okay. RAM, CPU, and storage all together. I don't want to use ESA. This architecture is supported with ESA also. It's a new architecture. It supports NVMe hard disk, no disk group in the vSAN. While discussing about vSAN, we will see that. Okay. So leave it. Management pool for vSAN and vMotion network. Username is root. Password, use the standard password we are using in Hello this lab configuration.
Hello, sir. One doubt.
Yes, please.
So, say if in the infra we are having this ESXi host having a local hard disk, and for
Okay.
the workloads we'll be providing the storage from vSAN disk.
FC.
Yeah, FC disk.
Okay.
So, which option will we be selecting over here? vSAN
You
type.
mean for vSAN or FC? You mean?
No, should we do? Will there be any change in the selection of vSAN type over here?
Yeah, vSAN type here. It's
Yeah.
normally the regular clusters. I'll show you here our vCenter. Normally, we will, as of now, okay, you know, vSAN means every host will have a local hard disk. It will contribute towards a common data store, vSAN data store. So this cluster of four hosts will contribute for RAM and CPU and also storage.
Okay.
This
And
is
that will
normally
act as a
X.
single disk. That will
Yeah,
combine to form a single vSAN disk. Okay.
correct. Every hard disk from each host will contribute towards the storage and that virtual data store will be created here. This data store is coming from all four of the hosts. It will take
Okay. Okay. I got it.
some space from each host and makes a one queues data store. This is
Okay.
vSAN.
Okay.
And normally we prefer this one only. This is called HCI, Hyper Converged Infrastructure, that you might have heard. Nothing but using a local hard disk and creating a single common data store. So when you create a virtual machine on one, two, or three, or any of the hosts, it will be residing in this data store.
Okay.
And that's a normal regular vSAN. Now we have different types here, right? That's a good question. So what are the different types we are handling? We are this page, okay? Different types. If you select first one, this is regular vSAN storage like this. It will contribute RAM, CPU, and also storage from every host. From every host will contribute RAM, CPU, and hard disk also. If you select second option, why we select only storage, right? Let's say in this cluster we are running out of this data store space, but we have enough RAM and CPU on each host. Each host we have enough RAM and CPU, but we are running out of vSAN data store capacity. In that case, what we have to do, either we need to add existing increase hard disk in every host, or add a new host. When you add a new host, that is again in buying a new hardware with more RAM, CPU again will add. That will be expensive because you have enough RAM and CPU already, but you are adding more RAM and CPU again. But we want only storage. Now you are adding more RAM and CPU and also storage. Bit expensive. Okay. So in that case, we use this one. Only storage. A new host will contribute more towards storage only, not for RAM and CPU. And the next one, compute cluster, is vice versa. You are having enough RAM and CPU, sorry, storage, but RAM and CPU are running out of on this host. In that case, we can use this type compute. Only new host will provide only RAM and CPU. It will contribute towards only RAM and CPU. Storage it will not contribute. So we don't need to buy more hard disk on that new server. So it's all related to cost mainly.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yes, but I think that will cause an issue, right? Because uh, when you are selecting the last option, only compute, if one
Yeah.
host fails, which is having those vSAN, there will be data loss, right? Because
No, in this case,
ultimately,
no. That we will discuss more on vSAN topics. It's a different
okay,
architecture. It supports. There will be no such problems. Okay, so we'll see that anyway. You mean with respect to storage? No, it
yes,
is
yes,
designed in such way there will be no data loss because anyway vSAN will have two copies, right? It will have just quickly to show you. Let's say three hosts are there. Every host has a local hard disk. So here we are creating a common data store out of three hosts. Quickly, I'll explain you for to answer your question. Okay. So let's say here you have 1 TB, here 1 TB, here 1 TB. But total usable is like you will get 2 TB only. Even though this host is contributing one total 3 TB, you make a 2 TB data store. When you create a virtual machine as a VMware administrator, we see the files here, but they will be actually here and also here. Two copies will be there. This is just a virtual data store. That's why it's called VSAN, virtual SAN, not a real. Okay, not a real data store. Just for VMware administrators, it will show this data store. Actually, there is nothing. It's just imagination. Files are in every host. Like this, files are actually here only. Now, let's say this host is we are using for more capacity also. The copy will be here. Even if this is dead, the copy is still here. It will work. That's how the vSAN is designed. Just a
Okay.
brief information. So it will give you. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, clear.
Okay. This one. Okay, I'll take a picture. So regular password, which is used by VMware itself, VMware 123 exclamatory twice. Okay, I'll take a picture. Then click on add. You can try for this. Okay, I'll tell you. Now the host is added. It is showing the SHA thumbprint. Click on confirm fingerprint. That always we do. Click on validate also if you want to validate. Like when we add a host into vCenter, we accept the SSL certificate, right? SSL thumbprint. That's the same. We are accepting here. If you want to add multiple hosts at a time, also you can add before clicking on validate, or even after clicking on validate, you can add one more and validate, and then next again. I'm showing one host. You can practice the other ones also. Like we have right now five. I have already added six. I'm adding now. You have got seven. We can build more hosts also, and you can add them as well. So you can practice this. Like you can add a host to seven, someone, but I can add more hosts also. Okay. Once you validate, if you want to add more hosts, you can add more host values here, and again validate. You can click next. I'm adding only one. Just take a picture again with the validation. Last time here we were failing because one of the component was not completely ready. Okay, so now we have solved that problem. Click next. Okay, if you are adding multiple hosts, if any one of the host is failing to add because of any of the reason, you can skip rest of the host. You can continue. But right now we are adding only one, right? It doesn't matter for us. Okay. If you are adding multiple, if any one of the host fails, still you can continue. Let's say five you are adding. One host is not adding into the SDDC manager. You can skip only that one which is failing. Remaining four you can continue. If you don't select this, it will cancel all of them. Like one out of four is not adding, it will cancel all the four. So we are adding only one. It doesn't make sense. Like you can click commission. I want to take a picture for that. Okay, a task is started, like adding a host into the existing SDDC manager. You can see it will do automatically these many tasks. Okay, where is it? Click on this current task. You can automatically it does these many tasks in the in the back end. Okay, you can see like including certificate, NTP, okay, local user account, adding gather ESXOs, NTP, everything it will add. Automatically it will configure everything. It's validation. It will take some 5 minutes, okay, to validate and add into the SDDC manager. Then it will show here under unassigned host ESXi5 site A VCF.lab. It is 5. I mean, next one is 6. We are adding sixth one. 6. It will add here. Okay, so then once it is added here, it will not show in the vCenter. It is not added to vCenter yet. It will just prepare and keep it in the SDDC manager only. You can see ES65 is only in SDDC manager and it is ready. It is not part of any of the cluster or vCenter. It's not even added to vCenter. Okay, it's like so once we all the 3 hosts are ready, minimum 3 hosts are needed for next lab, like adding another VI domain. This is very important. Okay, adding another VI workload domain that we will continue once we get all the 3 hosts. Okay, that we will do tomorrow because many others are also waiting. So we will deploy the VI workload domain tomorrow. That will deploy new vCenter, new NSX manager, and 3 host vSAN cluster. Okay. That's very important. Like today's commission, host commission, this will be very frequent task, adding a new host. If your infrastructure is enterprise level infrastructure, adding a host like into the existing clusters will be very frequent work. So host commissioning, we should be knowing properly. And deploying a domain is once in a while, like very frequently we don't do that. Okay, whenever we are expanding into new site or when we are expanding a new site, okay, new data center, then we do it. It's almost ready. Okay, up to here it is successful. You can see under unassigned host, 6th host is showing. Okay, unassigned, which is active, 3%, all flash storage. Still some steps are going on. Okay, that will take automatically. So all host also it is showing and unassigned host also. Okay, you guys try with another host. Whoever gets time first, do that 7th host. And if others wants to practice, we will try to add 8 and 9 also today. If you want to practice, we can practice. But problem is like our capacity. Just monitor the capacity and do it. Okay. Or you can do once. You can we will keep it 8, 9, and other 8, 9, 10 and all. You can just practice once like commissioning. Then you can delete also, or you can just leave it. We will remove also once you practice. Okay. Or you can just we can just keep powered off in vCenter here itself, the main host itself. We can do whenever again domain creation. You can practice with them again. Just power off and leave it on 250. This is the 250. This host details also are shared already. So Teja, we were discussing about like host commissioning today. We have ESXi 567 available for VI domain. So those are we are bringing into SDDC manager using
Sure,
host
sure,
commission process.
sure, sir.
So six we are five was added even before, and today we are adding six. I've taken screenshots. I'll send you, and we want to add one more seven. Whoever gets time first, you can practice, and we seventh host first. Then we will keep extra host also just for your practice. Once you are done with host commissioning, just power off and leave it. Okay, so then we can use it later. So here in the recent task, just open the recent task page. Here we can see what task is going on. Commissioning host is completed successfully here. You can see. If you click that task, you can see what are all the activities done by SDDC manager in the backend. These are all task sequence, task list. Few things are not applicable, that is removed. That is skipped, I mean. Okay, sixth is ready. This way we can add more hosts into SDDC manager, and these hosts, if you want, you can add into existing domain. Let's say in the management domain you have 4 hosts, you want to add one more host, that you can do from here. Go to management domain. Okay, host you can see 1, 2, 4 are there, right? You can add one more host here. I'll show you later. So we can create a new cluster in the existing domain, or you can add one more domain. You can bring the host into one more domain. Okay. Click the cluster. If you want to add host, you can add one more host here. Right now you can see 4 hosts are part of this management domain, right? If you want to add host, you can add host here into the existing host into cluster. 5 or 6, whichever we prepare, they will be available here. You can just select and add it. We will see this task also into another topic. Okay. Only thing we have to select DV switch configuration, which uplink should go to which network and all. Then that is ready. This will be a simple thing. So host should be under unassigned state and should be active. These hosts we can use to add into existing domain or we create a new domain. Existing domain, you can see existing cluster, click on it, you can add host. Here is the option to create remote data store. Okay, mount remote data store, that normally when we were discussing about these options, right? Storage options. Okay, remote storage, whichever is created using this vSAN storage, that creates a remote data store. This vSAN storage that we can add here. Okay, that anyway, that comes under vSAN architecture, that we'll see later. Any question as of now here? Password is working, just displaying. So then it's, I think, bug in the code. Okay, so all were in active state only. Okay. Yesterday it was active, all are active. 60 manager, it was connected yesterday. Morning also it was connected. I'll leave that one. Okay, any other questions? Okay. So whoever get so